In the city of good, there's only one rule. Kill or be killed.
Tão bonita que ela é, cabelos lisos como eu nunca vi, camisa esporte sob a calça ali, ar snob de quem...
Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy is still here in Foreign Film Month. I have not forgotten that it's Foreign Film Month, and today I'm here to review the Brazilian film City of God. So City of God basically chronicles the harsh life of the people that live in the poverty-stricken, drug-infested, ultra-violent, and corrupt slum known as the City of God. And honestly, that's the entire premise. It's very simple. Now, I was requested to watch this foreign film by one of my subscribers, Daniel Cortez Flores. And I also remember like a few months back, somebody who was actually from Brazil asked me to watch City of God and do a review for it. So, even though it's a few months late, buddy, here it is. And I've heard about this film for many years now and been meaning to watch it after hearing of all the critical praise it's been getting. And to be quite honest, it is most definitely deserving of all the praises that it's ever gotten, because this film was compelling throughout, giving us the closest thing to an inside look at the lives of the people that live in the slums of Brazil. And this film is the true definition of a dark and gritty film. From the overall look and aesthetic of the film, most of it being shot in the actual slums of Brazil, and actually had people who lived in that slum be actors in the film to give off that authentic feel to the film, to the overall tone, which is just really dark and depressing. They go down some dark roads in this film, to the characters who are just as dark as the story itself, to the filmmaking itself, doing very guerrilla-style filmmaking, almost like you're in a war zone, a lot of shaky cams, a lot of close-ups, and a lot of fast-cut editing. It is dark and gritty in every sense of the word. The things that stood out the most to me all fall under the technical side of the filmmaking. It is just superb, from the cinematography to the editing to the overall aesthetic of the film. It looks fantastic, even though it's very dark and dirty and disgusting looking. The guerrilla-style cinematography, editing, and overall style of the film is some of the best I've ever seen, especially in the beginning of the film. Holy crap, that editing is just on freaking point. And there's a scene where our main character is like standing between a mob of gunmen and the police on his back, and they do this whole like 360 cam. It looked fan-freaking-tastic. And this film quite possibly has the best use of the shaky cam method of filmmaking I've ever seen, because it really helps to heighten the experience, to make you feel that adrenaline rush and sporadic nature that is living in the City of God. If a majority of the shots in this film were actually still and well shot, it would do more to take away from the film than to actually add to it. But because the camera is always constantly moving, it adds to the experience and sucks you into their world. Their world is chaotic and unstable, so the filmmaking has to express that, and they most certainly did in flying colors. As I said earlier, I found the film very compelling, and some of that is attributed to the story of the film. There's so many different stories going on at the same time that sometimes it could get a bit jumbled, but the thing is, they're all interesting and they all add to the story. No story feels out of place. Everything has a point and has a purpose. And what I also found interesting about the story was that it was actually based off of real events. Some of the characters in the film, like Little Z and Benny, were actually real people. But I was always thinking to myself, like, what part of the story is real and what part of it is fiction? I would say like maybe the ending is pure fiction, as I don't think that's what really happened. But there were some other parts where it felt so real that maybe that was what actually happened. Like there's this scene that takes place in a disco party that I can honestly believe actually happened. And by the way, that was actually a really cool scene. It was shot so awesomely. And as I mentioned in my Song of the Sea review, I love it when a foreign film can display the life and culture of its country. And although this isn't the most positive or even the most appealing representations, it's still a piece of life in Brazil. It's something that should not be ignored and something that should be seen. And my God, if you thought Annie lived the hard knock life, she might as well be living in a 4-star hotel compared to the kids that live in the city of God. And speaking of the kids, the characters, all of them are just so fascinating. Sure, they may not be the best role models in the world, but I can't help but be fascinated by the lives they live, and some of them almost being like character studies of how people get sucked into the gang life mentality. And though the main character of the film is Rocket, who also narrates the entire film and is the most sympathetic, relatable, and wholesome character in the entire film, I mean, to be honest, if I was put in the situations that he was put into, I probably would act in a similar fashion. But let's be honest here, the true standout character, the one you remember the most, the actual star of the film, is Little Dice or Little Z. This character is straight up despicable and has no redeeming qualities. A true piece of shit. When you kill innocent people and laugh about it, there's no going back for you. You are truly the scum of the earth. But he's also the most interesting character in the entire film. How ironic is that? And I gotta give props to the actor that played Little Z. He gave a standout performance and I applaud you, buddy. I will say that I did like Little Z's right-hand man, Benny, who was like the brains of the organization and was the glue that kept the piece together. And he was just such a chill dude, a hippie in every sense of the word, and I did like the relationship and bond that Little Z and Benny had. They did feel like genuine friends, even though one's a complete scumfuck and the other one is like a really chill dude, man. Let's go smoke some weed together. And though I found this to be a fantastic film, I do have a few problems with it. The first one being is that the style of the film can be overbearing at times, especially for a 2-hour and 20-minute long movie, with the majority of it being shaky cam and just flashes of light and old things going on. The style just kept beating you over the head with it, and you're like, okay, you could calm down a bit. Give me a break. Let me rest a little. Some of the characters either were very pointless or just weren't as interesting as the others. Our main character, Rocket, he's a fine character and all, but he's just not interesting. He's actually really boring. But to be fair, I think that was the point of the character. He's supposed to be the average, mundane everyman who's stuck in this really chaotic and crazy world. But that doesn't change the fact that he wasn't really that memorable. And honestly, those were the only problems I have with this film, because overall this film is fantastic. One of the best foreign films I've ever seen, and I highly recommend you all go check it out because I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is definitely one hell of a film. But anyway, what did you guys think of this film? Did you really enjoy it? Did you get a kick out of it? Or did you find it really boring and dull? Or you just couldn't get into it? And let me know, what is your all-time favorite Brazilian film? Comment below and let me know. Oh, and by the way, did you guys know I'm still doing the In 4 Words segment? Yes, I am. But I'm no longer posting it here on Black Critic Guy. Instead, I'm posting it on my second channel, BCG Unplugged. I have 2 new episodes up right now, and I'll have links at the end of this video so you can go check them out, or you can just click on that link and go subscribe. And I'm starting a new segment combining the In 4 Words segment with BCG as Black Critic Crew to form a new segment where I ask you guys a question every single day. So if you don't want to miss out on that and have your responses be read, please subscribe to that channel and don't miss out because it's going to be awesome. Also stay tuned, I have a new anime review coming and a new top 10 list. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. And until then guys, if you would like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic Crew, please hit that subscribe button below, like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Watt II, the greatest hood of all, known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace YouTube.
Lá vai ele, bem.